When you first power up any of the TS controls, they'll show you 4 dashes in the top half of the display. The first thing to do is to check that your door is running in the right direction, so that when you press the up button it runs up, and when you press the down button it runs down. If it doesn't, if when you press the up button it runs down, and vice versa, if you press both the up and down button together, the display will flash, and then reverses the position of the 2 pairs of dashes, and that has then changed the direction of the motor. The next stage is setting the top limit. The 4 dashes are in the top half of the display, which indicates to set the top limit. So you open your door using the button. It's dead man, so as soon as you let go it'll stop. When you get to the position that you want the open limit to be, you can jog it about until you're happy, completely happy with that position. And then you press and hold the stop button until the dashes that are at the top half of the display move to the bottom half of the display, indicating it wants you to set the bottom limit. So now bring the door down. Again, when you get to the closed position, you can jog it about till you're completely happy with that position. And then you press and hold the stop button again. And eventually you'll end up with what I term a big U on the display, which is bars down the side of the display and across the bottom, indicating that the door is at the closed position. When you lift the door up, those bars that were across the bottom of the display move to the middle, indicating the door is between limits. And when you reach the top position, those bars across the display move to the top, indicating again that you're at the top limit. The control, of course, at this stage is still in dead man in both directions. Now that we've set the limits for the door position, open and close, if it's a door with a safety edge fitted, we can configure it to run automatically. In this case, we've got a wireless safety edge, so we have to pair the safety edge to the TS controller. So to do that, go into the parameters again, press the dial, hold it until you get 2 zeros. To pair the safety edge, you need to go to parameter 2.0. So turn the dial, 2.0. Press the dial, and it'll show 0. You now select a channel that you want the safety edge to be on. That can be any number between 1 and 40. I've chosen 9 at random. So once you've chosen 9, you don't press the dial, now you press the stop button. And the display will show you circling round on the left hand side and a 1 on the right hand side. So then you go to your wireless safety edge box on the door and you press the little program button. An LED comes on the board over here. We then come back up to the TS971 and the display will have gone back to showing 2.0. So now we can make the door impulse to open and impulse to close. So we turn the dial back to that parameter 0.1, press the dial and change that to 3. 3 will give you impulse open and impulse close. Having finished changing parameters, we change the dial back until the display shows 0, 0 and press it for the last time. So now we have impulse to open and impulse to close, and if we press the safety edge, the door stops and reverses. All the TS controls are supplied with this instruction manual. The instruction manual contains all the safety instructions, instructions for setting the limits, and instructions for adjusting the parameters. At the end of the book there is a complete list of fault codes for you to refer to and recommended ways of resolving those problems. So please keep the instruction booklet with the controller at all times.